I know many of you come here for savings, investing, and debt payoff, and this video is actually part of that. Replacing income responsibly is the foundation of what makes this all possible. Hey y'all, it's Dr. Shamanda. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things mental health, personal finance, and overall strategies to live your best life. All right, guys, welcome back. If you're new here, I am a licensed mental health and addictions therapist, licensed in North Carolina, and I specialize with helping people heal their relationship with money. All right, and it's also important for you guys to know that I am a former high school dropout turned doctor, PhD, and a millennial, single mom of two almost adult children, ages 17 and 18 at the time of this video. All right, guys, so as you can see, I am still on this journey towards quitting my job, my W-2 full-time job as a therapist working for an organization. And this is the year. But I want to make sure that you guys are very clear, because I did hear you guys from the poll that you do want me to do content on saving, investing, and paying off debt, which is essentially what you guys came here for. So just be assured that I am going to continue doing that. So in this video, I'm actually going to break down how I intend to replace my W-2 income as someone who is going to be running a business full-time, entrepreneur, private practice, right? So let's talk about it, okay? So it's important to know that quitting my job doesn't mean that I'm not going to have any structure, okay? So I've done the math. I have literally looked at my numbers, my bare essential numbers, and you'll be surprised. Now, one thing I will say, the reason I'm able to do this, though, I'm so grateful, is because I want to make sure this camera. I was like, something don't feel right. Because I paid off a lot of debt, y'all. I paid off over $30,000 worth of debt last year, 2025. And 2024, I paid off a lot of debt. So I need to do my exact numbers. But it was close to about 25, 30 last 2024 as well. So in the last 2 years, I paid off like almost $70-something thousand worth of debt, y'all. Like, so with that being said, I don't have a car payment. I don't have any credit card. Like, y'all, literally, all I have is, I'm not saying all, but you know what I mean? Like, I have my mortgage, car insurance, like, groceries, like your basic household expenses. And then as far as debt, you guys know I have my final IRS tax debt that I'm, supposed to start this month, but, we'll see. And we'll talk about that in my budget video that's coming up the end of this week, so make sure you check that out if you're interested in budgeting. I'm still getting paid, so you can see those videos until my time is up. And then I have student loans and mortgage. That's it. So I'm on track, and obviously I've been investing. I will continue to invest, things like that. But just because I'm quitting my job doesn't mean that I won't have structure. So I'll still have, map out my days where I'm working. I'm seeing patients. I'm filming content. I am writing my first or second book, technically my second book. And, just working on things that build my business, my practice, recording for my workshops and courses, all those things that I am called to do. So I will still have structure. I'll still be working towards those things and staying within my budget as well. All right, number 2 is that income replacement comes before like upgrading my life. So I don't intend to like upgrade my life or do anything crazy, right? Like, that's the best thing about my situation is that I already have my own home, right? Like, I've purchased my home, my car's paid off, things like that. Like, and I don't have all this debt on me. Again, depends on how you feel about student loans and mortgage, but whatever, right? I don't intend to like go buy a new car or do anything like that. Like, I am focused on maintaining what I have and building my income. Now, one thing I want to share is, I told you I'm no longer adhering to this whole frugal, minimalist lifestyle. That doesn't resonate with me anymore. After I did my financial fast, I think it helped heal some pieces in me. I will say, though, guys, and you know this, it served its purpose. I wouldn't be where I am now if I didn't have that mindset of save, minimize your life, all that. But I just finished this book called Millionaire Fast Lane by MJ Marco. What is it? Yeah, MJ DeMarco. Check it out. The Millionaire Fast Lane. And I really like what he said in that book, because it's like you should live within your means, but you really right, live within your means, but also focus on increasing your means. You know what I mean? I think so many of us in this personal finance world, whatever, we really focus on trying to get the most out of that one little stream of income, instead of focusing on expanding your income, like expanding the sources of income. So then you actually have a higher living standard of living if you want. And I wish I would have knew that sooner, because I feel like I definitely could have done something more and different years ago. But instead I focused on, let me try to get as high a salary as I can and then just live within that. And it's like, no, like expand your income. Okay. So anyway, I said that to say I'm not intending to make any significant lifestyle changes or anything like that, but I will, because I will have more time. I will do more things, more social things, be out more, enjoy my life more. I just turned 37, y'all. And I'm like, I'm not wasting my last 3 years of my 30s, babe. You can forget it. Not that 40 is old, but when I hit 40, prayerfully, I'm going to be, married, got me a fine husband, we traveling, we barely home. Or I'm with him, with his business, and like a whole different life. That I just feel it, especially with my children crossing over to adulthood this year, both of them. The timing is so amazing. I couldn't plan this if I wanted to. It's like literally finally like crossing over to like where I can put myself first, because literally I could focus on me. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, I can't even say it how I really feel it, like Sarah Jake say. But yeah, like, so no significant lifestyle changes and things like that. So number 3 is that saving, investing goals haven't disappeared. Okay, they've just shifted. So one thing that anybody would tell you in terms of like starting a business and all that stuff, you're not going to hyper fixate on I would say paying off debt. That's probably going to shift a little bit to the background, because you want to make sure you have income to pay your for living expenses, right? And so I'm not going to like pay these big chunks toward debt like I would have if I had this steady, which who knows, you just never know, right? I know how much I need to make per week and per month, which, y'all, kid you not, it's definitely not what I thought. Like, realistically, what I'm making about 2 weeks of sitting in the office for 80 hours or more is what I would need for a whole month of expenses. And I'm talking about, this includes miscellaneous, you get my hair done, nail done, like everything is in this budget. My basic stuff, like, what I'm saying, not paying off debt though, whatever, right? But technically, if I probably could put something, y'all. So I say that to say, more than likely, I'll still be able to pay off debt and save and all that kind of stuff. But that is not going to be, I'm going to make sure that I have my, cover my basic expenses, and then whatever's left, I'll use and kind of divvy up to investing and saving and paying off debt. So that is that. But just know that like my investing probably will slow down. It won't be as extreme, right? I'm not going to hyper fixate on maxing out my Roth this year. I'm not going to, but I will still contribute and add money to my I'm going to have my own brokerage account, because I already have that, but I never used it because I was using my 401k. But even still, like, I can have my own like SEP or solo 401k. Like, there's different strategies where I can still continue to save, pay off debt, and invest, y'all. Like, it's not the end of the world. Okay. And so it's just going to look a little bit different, and I'm excited about that. And honestly, I feel like there's different versions of people's personal finance journey. It doesn't all have to be focused on, oh, you got a full-time job, so now you can do X, Y, and Z. It's like, well, what if you're a person who has, varied income? You're self-employed. How can you still save, invest, and pay off debt? And so that's where it's going to be shifting to. So you guys get to see me do that on an income that is like a little bit more less stable, less consistent than working this full-time job where I have the bi-weekly budgets. But who's to say I could possibly make even more? You know what I'm saying? They're setting up my colonoscopy, so I will talk about that later too. Y'all thought I was playing. I'm getting everything I need to get done, because this is happening. Okay. Anyway, So the fourth one is that I'm building income in layers, not leaps, right? So I do have multiple streams of income. I have clients in private practice already virtual. I have been working on the back end, which I'll do a separate video on what I'm doing to build my practice and all that kind of stuff, like my own separate, like, solo practice, like filing the paperwork. I have my name already picked up, my business name. It's not going to be just a private practice. This is literally a whole corporation, y'all. Like, I can't, baby, when I talk about it, I get excited. Like, I could just jump out right now and just be like, you know, I'm done because I need to focus on this. But I'm trying to do this right. You know what I'm saying? But it's on, listen. Because when I tell you, and I get y'all, I know, because I know there's some people out here who are probably scared for me. Like, oh, God, like, why are you doing that? You blown up your life. Y'all don't see me quit jobs multiple times in, like, the last 18 months. At some point, you got to just realize that, like, this ain't for you. And you need to be doing your own thing. I'm not going to quit on myself. That's the one thing I do know. I'm not quitting on myself. I'm never going to do that, baby. You can forget that. So this is for me. But I will be having multiple streams of income, and I'll be building those up. Now, I will tell you this right now. In private practice, I only need 10 clients. 10. That's it. All I need is 10 clients a week. And I have hit my revenue goal. That's not even, and that's just to cover my basic expenses. So then imagine from other streams of income, that money can go towards saving, paying off debt, investing. You see what I'm saying? So I know, like, I literally, when I started group practice, I got like 10 clients in 1 week. Only difference is I was having to give a whole cut of my money to the, like, and that, imagine that coming to, so I say all that to say, y'all, I'm not worried. Okay, I already have like almost half of those already. So, you know. Anyway, I am going to be accepting insurance clients for now, for this year, but after next year, like starting next year, though, I will only do cash pay. So I'll be working toward that, and that'll, I mean, really, I can have less than 10 at that point. So we'll see how that goes. And again, I'm excited. Okay. Now, the last thing I want to say is that my mental health is part of this plan. Y'all have to understand that I'm someone who lives with autoimmune disease, and stress is like the number one trigger for that. As someone who was 11 years old and had 14 inches of my intestines cut out, and knowing, like, I remember vividly my doctor telling me that, like, within 5 years, this Crohn, like, it was going to come back, and it would come back worse, more aggressive. And he told me that worst case scenario, that this could turn into colon cancer. Now, I know there are believers out here who, like, girl, don't ever internalize nothing like that. Don't ever. But the reality is I've seen too many people, you know, struggle with health issues and leave this world. And I just can't continue on this path where I'm not happy, where I am not content, where I know that I am not living out my fullest potential, and I know that God has called me to higher, and there's more, and there's something in me that I'm supposed to give to the world, and that I am stifled by sitting in an office every day, 40 hours a week, 40 more hours a week, or being in any kind of toxic environment, or in any kind of management situation where I don't fully believe in you know what I mean? Like, or there are patients that I'm called to, that by working with me, I'm able to help them see things that they've never seen. And by impacting them, I am impacting their families, their children, their entire legacy. The books that are in me, the movies that are in me, the content that is in me, there's so much in me. And I just refuse to put myself in a position where I'm so stressed out and overwhelmed, crying at work, on the way to work in the morning. And this is a very real thing. To the point where, like, it's affecting me. I was literally walking around holding my stomach. And I'm like, oh, no, baby. That's why I got my colonoscopy set up. Because I was like, before I leave, before I get there, I need to make sure my stomach is good. Because that stress creates those ulcers, which takes me down a whole other path. My children need me. They are, like I said, my son turns 18. He turns 19 later this week, God willing. And my daughter turns 18 next month. They still need me. They are still very young. You know what I mean? And I'm excited to cross over into this new phase of their lives, but I want to be here with them. I want to be here with them when they have their first children, and God forbid, no time soon. But when they get married, when they have their first heartbreaks, when they want to purchase their first home, or, you know, if they want to go into entrepreneurship, I want to be here with my children, and I refuse to let any corporation, any company, anything take my energy and my health away from me, when I know that all I need to do is pivot and overcome the fear, overcome the judgment of people who might think, oh, you crazy. I don't care. Like, I'm over that. Those days are over. This version of me is so empowered, and I get it. There are going to be challenges. It's not going to be easy, but I'm grateful for those of you who watch my content, who support me. And again, I have so many things that are coming. So in advance, I thank you in advance for supporting those things that are coming. Y'all, when God has a call on your life, you can, but I'm not going to resist it. No more. I'm done playing small. I was watching all kind of YouTube content yesterday, and there are private practice therapists who have less credentials than me, less educate, like everything, and they making 3 or 4 times more than me, working part-time from home, not getting coughed on, getting exposed to illnesses that could make you sick for a whole week because you have an autoimmune. I'm like, what makes you think you're not deserving of that or more? Come on. What is wrong? What is wrong with you, girl? So that's where I'm at with this. So again, I'm grateful for those who support this channel and support me and my transitions, my pivots, even though you may not understand them. You might think I'm crazy. But thank you. And at the end of the day, I would never be a hypocrite, because these are the same things that I would coach my clients on and help my clients see. Self-love looks like showing up for yourself. So if you're interested and you want to work with me one-on-one, if you're in North Carolina, because I do take insurance, but I also have an option for coaching that'll be coming soon. So I'm getting that set up. Definitely click the link in the bio or in the description. Also in the comments, I'll leave a link. Happy to support you on this journey, y'all. This is our year. And if nothing else, definitely keep watching my content, hitting the hype button, the like button, share this with somebody. And I'm just super excited to be here with you guys and grateful for you all. All right, I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you have an amazing day. See you soon. Bye.